everybody, and welcome to another phonics lesson. Today is Thursday the 21st of May. So I've got someone very exciting to introduce you to today. You may have already seen this person, but this week your challenge has been to create a superhero. And this week I turned Fred into a superhero. He looks really good. I bet you can't wait to see him. So here he is. Mr. Super Sounds Fred. There he is with his mask and his cape for super sounds, and he likes to fly through the air. Yep, frogs can fly, especially when they've got a cape on and their name is Super Sounds. So let's get started with super sounds to help us. So we're going to read the ditty again really quickly, and you can follow along with my yellow pointer. And I'm going to read it at my speed, so just keep moving your finger along. If I go too fast, you can pause it and read at your own speed. But because we've read this now, this is the fourth day we're reading it for, you should be starting to remember quite a few of the words. Ready? Soft, wet sand. A bucket in my hand. Shrimps and crabs and shells. Funny, fishy smells. A ship with a flag. Yummy crisps in a bag. Red jam in a bun. A comic in the sun. A can full of pop. A net from the shop. A stick of pink rock. Mr. Punch in his frock. Splashing dad and mum. A blob of sun stuff on my tum. A lolly on the rug and milk in a mug. I had such a lot of fun with mum and dad in the sun. Now, this is a perfect story to read today because the weather outside is beautiful and the sun is shining. So let's get our work done really quickly so that we can all go and have a lovely time outside in the afternoon. So let's get started. So this is your first task you've got to do today. So your picture looks much bigger than this, and it has got 4 of these little bubbles to write in. So what you're going to do is you're going to write a sentence, or well, actually you can see if you can write 4 sentences on this rock pool. So this is a rock pool. I will write the word rock pool for you up here. Let's sound out. Now it has got a special friend. That's rock. Pool. P. Ooh. Or. Can't really see the or at the end. Sorry about that. So let's have a look at our rock pool. We have got a ship here, or a boat. We have got a crab. We have got some shells, and we've got a starfish. The other thing which you might want to have in your rock pool is maybe a little fish. Maybe you could use a bucket, or maybe you could use a net in your rock pool to catch the little fish. What I would like you to do is I would like you to write 4 small sentences, but it has to be long, just 4 small sentences about what you can see in the rock pool. Okay, or what you would play with, or what you can find. So here's an example of one sentence of mine. I can see a fish. Okay, you could write at the end in the rock pool. So you could write I can see a fish in the rock pool, or you could just write I can see a fish. Okay, now we don't want to write 4 sentences of I can see a fish, I can see a crab, I can see a shell, I can see a starfish, because it's going to get a little bit boring. So what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can make our sentences different. So the next one is I'm going to write I have a boat in the rock pool. So that's 8 words. It's a little bit longer, but again you could just write I have a boat. Okay, if you want to challenge yourself, you could write in the rock pool. Okay, so you're going to write 4 sentences about the different things. Remember, you could write about starfish, a crab, shells, a boat or a ship, a net, a bucket and a fish. So there's 7 different things. When you're writing, make sure you remember your capital letters for the start of your sentence, your full stops for the end, and your finger spaces. And I can see, guys, that we are really trying hard with our handwriting. Let's see if we can make sure our handwriting is really neat, okay? Task is for today. So our second task, now again, I've just taken a little bit of this paper. This was a full sheet of paper with lots of lines, and it's asking you, what noise does the C make? Now this is tricky, and actually I had to sit down for a little while and come up with some different words the C makes. I can hear it in my head, but what noise does it make if I had to describe it? It's very tricky. So what I've done is I've come up with some words for you, and you can use my words in your sentences if you want. So here's my words. I've got splash, splish, gurgle, bubble, splosh. This one's slightly different. It's slosh and gargle. So they are all the words that I thought that the C makes. Okay, so now what you're going to do here, you're not going to make a list of all the words, because again that will be boring and you're just copying mine. You're going to see if you can put some of these words into sentences, okay? Because it's really, really important that when we write in full sentences. So here's some examples. The C makes a gargle sound, or you can say the C makes a gargling sound, okay? So you can hear it, the C, kind of like as if it's when you put mouthwash in your mouth and you go, oh, it's very difficult without water, but you can kind of hear the water swishing around and moving around. The waves splash and splosh. Okay, very simple sentence. So you could talk about, for example, the sea or the waves. They'll make a noise. The waves crashing, won't they? Oh, that's another one. The sea can make a crashing sound, can't it, when the waves crash against the rock? So you could have that sentence. The waves crash against the rocks. Okay? So the most important thing is I've come up with two sentences. I don't want you to copy my sentences. You have to see if you can come up with some of your own. You can use some of the ideas that I have come up with, but it's good to come up with your own, because then you're thinking about the sentence, you're sounding the words out, and it's much better, because if you're copying, you're not learning so much. Okay, so you've got two activities to do today. You've got the what lives in a rock pool. That's 4 small sentences, and then this, you could just pick a few different words. Okay, if you want to do more, you can obviously do more for a challenge. That's fine, but remember, we're not copying and we're not doing a list. Okay, remember with this as well, you need your capital letters. I do all for capital letters. You need your full stop, and then you need, this is a bit of a funny looking finger, that's a finger space. Okay, so capital letters, full stops and finger spaces, and again, don't forget your handwriting. Right, Fred, shall we go and have a little play? I've set a paddling pool out for you outside. Would you like to go and have a little paddle in the water? Wow, finish your work, and then maybe you can have a little play outside in the lovely sunshine. Me and Fred are off to go and have a little swim in the paddling pool. See you tomorrow.